Hello and good morning. Thank you so much for tuning in. You are tuned into Esoteric Guidance, and we are feeling good this morning. And we are going to continue through our journey of discovering our aura. Okay. And again, just for those new listeners, I was going to say new attendees, here's the book. Okay. And I hope you're doing well this morning or whenever you had to come across this video. I was looking at the analytics, the YouTube analytics this morning, and there's slightly more males that listen to the channel than females. The highest age range is 45 to 54, so that obviously is those are transposed numbers, right? So 55, 45, 54, 45 might be significant for you in your journey today. What are some other numbers that I recall? 59% of the listeners are in the US, and so that means that 41% is elsewhere, and that's good. So 59, 95, 41, 14. The most watched video is my polygamist sperm donor is 67 today. And then the next highest, the most watched video is a journal reading, I think on the same day as that other video about him turning 67, which is May 24th. That might be significant for you. 524 might be significant for you, or you might be a Gemini or dealing with a Gemini. Okay? So let's see where we are here with our journey. And again, thank you so much, subscribers. I specifically wanted to mention the shares. So the videos are being shared, and so thank you so much if you are one who are sharing certain videos that speak loudly to you or that you believe would benefit other spiritual beings here on this planet. Thank you so much for sharing. That probably means more to me than confirmation. I've not had anything to eat or drink. Alexa, what's the time?
The time is 7:08 a.m.
7:08, so 1978, someone 78 years old, or 1987, okay? It is currently 84 degrees, I believe, and it's due to be 104 degrees. 84, 48. I was 48 when I left Florida 11 months ago. So let's go ahead and get started. We are going to get started into the next section, okay? And again, thank you so much for tuning in. Subscribers, new listeners, karmics, and returning listeners. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. We are at 174, okay? So 174, that's a 12, okay? Also, I have posted the extended collective tarot reading is for the current timeline has been posted. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with today's journey as we discover our aura. One of the things that I also wanted to mention is becoming comfortable with yourself. Accepting who you are. Now, this comes with a caveat. Accepting who you are in your highest vibration. Okay, your true authentic self. Accepting that being. Okay? Accepting that deity, accepting that energy. Okay? Accepting that alignment. That is extremely important. And so we want to make sure that we are not accepting or finding our dwelling place in the dark side of who we are, okay, or in our shadow or in our south node. Okay, we want to make sure that we are not finding ourselves in that place. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's get to the book. The healthy red aura has confidence and so this we are in the another section. It's called what your aura says about you. Okay, so the healthy red aura has confidence in their strong ideas. They enjoy making their points heard in ways that are well received. Red auras value logic and justice. Indeed, they are very focused on respect and cannot give it unless they feel they are getting it in return. In their best light, red auras create places for others to flourish and grow under their protection and leadership. They can have healthy conversations where different points are discussed and can model effective and calm managerial leadership and meditation skills for others. Red auras don't enjoy anyone who comes at them with distrust or condescending in a condescending manner, and they put people in their place if they feel the need to do so. When a red aura has imbalanced energy, they may feel like they have nowhere to put their intense creative flow. They may internalize it as rage and let it leak out as aggressive, alarming behavior that elicits distrust in those who experience it. Okay? When a red aura loses their calm, they lose their logic, and their logic is the one thing that holds their relationship with the world together. Red auras must learn how to create a sense of self-control and maintain it to always feel they are stable and heard, if not by others, then at least by themselves. Maintaining a workout regimen, being the captain of their local softball team, isn't that interesting? Or softball league. So in 2022, when I was last at the Rock of Central Florida, I was the pitcher for our softball team, and we won the first championship that the Rock of Central Florida has won for that league that we were in. Okay, and then 2 months later, I subsequently removed my energy and everything from that place, or maybe it might have been a few more months. Then it might not have been 2 months. It may have been 4 months or so. But anyway, it was fairly quickly that it was less than that I removed my energy from the Rock of Central Florida and walked away from religion for good. And again, for those new listeners, that's a house that I was a part of for 20 years, straight out of the military. And in fact, it goes back to when cassette tapes were still being used, and I was getting cassette tapes sent to me from Stephen Lee Parker, senior minister at the Rock of Central Florida in Sanford, Florida. Okay? And so it's interesting that it mentions local softball league there. Okay, I am not one who fights for leadership positions. Leadership positions tend to fall into my lap at 714. That's 777. Okay, and so as I've realized about myself, leadership positions fall into my lap. So in basic training, right, even before the military, when I had the first job that I had, actually it was the second job, but it was the same job. I got a job when I was 15 working in Naperville, Illinois at a movie theater, but we moved like 6 months later. And so I got a job in Altamont Springs, Florida when we relocated to Florida in 1991. 19 might be important for you. And movie theater until the age of 20. So from 16 to 20, I worked at, or 16 to 20, 17 to 20. I worked at this movie theater in Altamont Springs, Florida. Okay. And there even I was offered an assistant management position at some point. And so leadership has always kind of come to me. Again, military. There was another cadet in basic training, Fort Knox, baby, whore, and it wasn't co-ed, thank goodness. Clinton was implementing the don't ask, don't tell, which is a bunch of bullshit. But anyway, I was, while at Fort Knox and boot camp, there was a gentleman who led our platoon for the first 2 weeks of basic training. And I was the first squad leader, okay? And that's considered the point man in a squad, just in case anyone's wondering. But anyway, I was moved into the leadership position, and I was the platoon sergeant for the final 6 weeks of basic training. Army basic training is 8 weeks, boot camp, okay? And I was the one selected by my drill sergeants from 400 cadets to be promoted. I went in as an E1. I didn't have any college at that time. And I was promoted to E2 on graduation day. Okay, it's 11/29. I was promoted to, and 7:17 on the timer, or on the clock, on the actual clock. Okay, the video was 11:29. And so leadership has always come very easily to me. I've not had to fight for it. It's been positions that I've been placed in. I've been in charge of millions of dollars in being an accountant for companies, and I was the only person in charge of the money, in charge of payroll, in charge of processing it, in charge of getting the checks out, printing the checks, processing the payroll, any income, revenue, expenses, balance sheets, cash flow statements, all of that. I was in charge of all of those things, in many cases all by myself. Okay. And again, those opportunities just come to me. Okay. Maintaining a workout regimen, yes. Being the captain of their own local softball league or team, and helping someone willing to take good advice is how a red aura can get back on track. So again, I always say that I am here for those who are ready. Okay? I am not here for the transgressor, the doubter, the sinner, the one who's trying to serve both man and highest divine white light. I'm not here for those individuals. Okay? Blue aura. The balanced blue aura understands that their ability to give a gift is a gift, not an obligation. That's very important. They are, I think that was something I had to learn. They are adept at seeing where they are needed, seeing where they're needed, and will effortlessly assist and support those who need it most. Blue auras know where to spend their precious energy and resources. And again, the lighting in here is the issue. It's very dim, dark. Yeah, so let me see about doing this here for a second. At least opening up the curtains a little bit until the heat gets to the point to where it's unbearable, or I start sweating. All right. They seek out the ones who are grateful, the innocents, and those who will benefit from the healing work the blue aura does. The blue aura needs to see the ripple effect that they can create in which one seemingly small act of kindness in the right place expands infinitely. They are focused on making sure others feel seen, and when they are centered, they know that they can't take care of anyone else if they don't take care of themselves first. And that is a very good lesson for all of us to learn. You can only be as good to anyone else as you are to yourself first. Okay, this is why self-love is so extremely important in this journey. Self-love. You have to love yourself first. Speaking of workout, there on the Echo, there's a workout of the day. little whatever thing. Okay. Um, oh, also another side note. What I've come to realize is a couple of things about this physical body that I am in. Um, and one is my body does very well with pasta, which is very interesting because in doing my due diligence and my research on Egyptian shaman or Egyptian culture and ancient Egyptian culture, not today's culture. So ancient Egyptian culture and what they used to eat. Um, every now and then it was meat, but it was mainly wine and breads. I find that very interesting. So my body does really, really well with pasta. Okay. Um, and when I say well, I mean I can eat large amounts of it and it not affect me. And that means affect me in regards to my weight. It's 723 on the timer. That's a 3. Or 721. That's a 3. And so perhaps you are also realizing some things about you as you learn about yourself, your aura, and begin to live, or if you haven't been, and live your authentic self. Okay? And so, yeah, that was something I was thinking about over the last day or so. Blue auras who the blue auras who understands this takes time for their self-care and speaks up when they need help, boundaries or breaks. Blue auras who struggle to balance their energy may become victims of energy vampires. Those who consistently take energy by frequently needing help, healing, or, confirmation, or a listening ear, but who never really benefit from it enough to get better or to pay it forward. Okay, so these are leeches, emotional leeches, mental leeches, um, psychological leeches, right? These could be cluster B personalities, narcissists, etc. Blue auras who aren't balanced can feel as if they're only. Oh, by the way, that pasta specifically is whole grain pasta that I eat. Okay, I don't eat white pasta typically, right? Um, unless there's for some reason no other choice. But it's whole grain pasta only, right? Um, blue auras who aren't balanced can feel as if their only worth is to give. Okay, again, I was an overgiver for 46 years and 9 months this lifetime, and they will tap them tap themselves out to the point of severe illness, both mental, physical, in an attempt to feel they have value. Blue auras can feel like a bother and therefore not express their own needs. Ooh, man, I had that. Balancing self-care with giving to others is how a blue aura can get back on track. Ooh, that spoke to, that last couple of sentences spoke to some things that I have healed. Thank you, highest divine white light. Throw up a hallelujah. Yellow. A balanced yellow aura creates opportunity when there is none and sees potential in places where others see none. So an optimist. Okay. They crave the opportunity to make the most of their ability to carry out complicated tasks, and they enjoy the satisfaction of a job well done. Yellow auras are hard workers who pull from their core energy a motivation that fuels them longer than most. Okay, and again, Martha Stewart's on the screen. There might be something about Martha or Stewart or something about mashed potatoes. um, so I, for myself, have realized. Well, I've always been self-motivated. I've always been, again, even when I was functioning I wasn't functioning 24/7, 365 in my highest, purest, truest self as I do today. I've always been kind of a self-starter. I did not complete college because I fell ill with an autoimmune virus that attacked both of my native kidneys, and I ended up going on dialysis. Um, and even with the education that I did have, I was able to build a six-figure accounting and tax practice. Okay, I've always been that way. I've always been that way. But the overgiving was really overshadowing the true authentic self and me expressing that. Again, our sun energy is who we really truly are. Okay, and our shadow energy is what we show everyone else, generally, until we come into the awakening. Okay, or the truth of who we are and walk in it. Okay, so I was not always showing my sun energy, which is the boldness, the warrior, the the Mamba mentality, I like to say. Okay, or the David Goggins mentality, if you're familiar with David Goggins. Okay, um, and so with that, one thing that the awakening did was give me the courage to live fully in that place, in that space, completely, okay, without regret, okay. But again, 46 years and 9 months, I was functioning in kind of a shadow energy, in and out of the fullness of who I was throughout those years, okay. Um, Yellow worker or yellow workers. Yellow auras are hard workers who pull from their core energy a motivation that fuels them longer than most. They thrive on questions, live for the details, and find comfort in being able to create something practical, purposeful, and beautiful. Okay, so this could be also an artistic mind as I look at a painting on the screen. Okay, so this could be also speaking to your creative energy, which is your sacral chakra. That's why it's important to protect that sacral chakra. So protect it from polyamorous, I like to say polyamorous relationships. So that is a woman who has multiple men. Polygamous situations, that's a man who has multiple women. Okay, we call them pimps or whatever, right? So players, right, whatever, right? And so it is vital that we protect our aura, our chakras, our energy. Okay. Oh, also yellow energies, be cautious of being bogged down because of the details. Okay, and again, this is something that I had to watch out for. Again, having been an accountant, that's a very detailed oriented job. And so paying attention to the little details and things like that. I am a bit of a perfectionist, even when it comes to myself. I don't put that on other people. I expect the same of people that I expect from myself. And again, that is a tremendous challenge for anyone, okay, who is functioning in their highest, truest self, okay? Expecting from others what you expect of yourself, or expecting to receive what you give out, that can be an obstacle, okay? Because it is better to do without expectation of anything in return from that individual. The universe will always bless you. Highest divine white light will always bless you. Your ancestors will always crown you. They will be with you and walk with you and share with you so long as you are aligned and, not being a deceiver, manipulator, and all those other negative, dark energy things. Okay? So it's very important that we do not get bogged down with the details. I had to deal with this and letting this go in regards to situations of the past in my own life, okay? Because I had a magnifying glass and I was burning that fucking ant. I was like, what is it? And that's not good, okay? And so I had to pull my energy away from needing to know every last detail before I took another step. No, what is this? No, what is that? Who is that? Who is that? Who is it? Right? You got to get out of that. Okay? You got to get out of that. All right? And again, also, that could be indirectly linked to an ego and an ego death that needs to happen within you. Okay? They enjoy facilitating the annual bake sale, want to help their friends redecorate their home, or find comfort in taking over the finances of an elderly family member who needs assistance. One of the synchronicities, I guess it's a synchronicity, I said it, that I've realized about myself, and this is a good question for you. Ask yourself, what type of man have I traditionally attracted? What type of woman have I traditionally attracted? Okay, so for me, I've long done this research on myself, long before even before my awakening or my full awakening. I realized that I am attracted to daddy's girls. Okay, I am attracted to the one. It could be a family of 10. I am attracted to the one female in that family who everybody puts all of their stuff on, right? That female is responsible for her parents' finances. They're responsible for their family's business, their family's retirement, their parents, I should say, retirement, and all of that, right? I tend to attract that type of female. Generally, there's been how many exceptions? Let me think about this. There's been one exception to that who is younger than me. She just had a birthday on 7/18. Okay, she's my daughter's mother, right? And so she is that in her family, but she is younger than me. Typically, I am generally attracted to older women. Okay, I have, in my 49 years of living on this earth, have found that generally, and this is not always, I've met mature younger women, obviously, but, and in fact, yes, I have. I've met some very mature women who are younger than me. So that's a good thing, okay, in physical age. But I have generally attracted women who were older than me. In fact, I have dated a woman who was 20 years older than me. Okay? She looked like she was no more than 6 years younger than me. She's beautiful. She looks like a young Anne Margaret. I mean, just beautiful, like brown skin. She's a Caucasian woman, brown skin, but just she's a beautiful woman. Okay, yeah, right. I do believe that my divine masculine is younger than I am. Okay, and so she will again be the exception to the rule and not the norm. Okay. Yellow auras who burn out their energetic flow can become stressed and tired. Instead of looking at the projects around them as wonderful opportunities to interact with their higher selves, they see them as more tiresome tasks to be done. The yellow aura who feels exhausted finds only turmoil in their persistent ability to use the details, which become nagging reminders that they aren't doing enough. Yellow auras are who outsource their self-worth to the projects they feel obligated to do, rather than focusing on the ones that create joy, can become resentful, exhausted, and overstimulated. They can begin to procrastinate on everything in life as they surrender to their feelings of worthiness over their growing to-do list. The yellow aura must come to understand that there is necessary balance in their lives, and just because they can do everything, that's a lesson, and do it well does not mean they should. Okay? And so again, I mentioned the other day that I'm a jack of many trades and a master of a few, and mainly the master that I am, the one that I am a master of is self. Okay, that's the one that I can fully and without the question claim. I can't claim to be a master of anything else, but I am a master of myself. I'm a master of self. Was there something else I was going to mention? I can't. Oh, so the burnout situation, that's what I was going to speak to. So the burnout situation. Um, I was dealing with this towards the end of my accounting career. Again, I was self-employed for many years. I was experiencing this towards the end of my accounting entrepreneurship, I guess, if you will. And it just became burdensome for me to do tax returns, for me to do bookkeeping, for me to do financial reports, sit in meetings. I was a treasurer of 2 nonprofits and at different times, and just sitting through the board meeting, it was just just because I was probably 2 or 3 years past hiring someone, first of all. But because I had this I'll just do it myself, Mamba in the gym, everybody else at the club mentality, everybody in the club getting tips. And so I wasn't in the club getting tipsy. So so that creates burnout too. So knowing when to take a break is a good thing. And that's for all auras, right? Knowing when to take a break to prevent burnout is wise. Right? So purple energy. When a purple aura is in their healthiest energy flow, they feel free. They construct a mindset that operates outside the boundaries of modern society and exists separately from the norms others seem to follow. I'm reminded of a classic song, probably I think in the 60s. He's a rebel and he'll never ever be any good. He's a rebel 'cause he never ever does what he should, but just because he doesn't do what everybody else does, that's no reason why he can't share my love. He's always good to me, always treats me tenderly. He's not a rebel, no, no, no. He's not a rebel, no, 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 to me. I don't know who sings that song, but yeah. We're not a rebel to our divine masculines, divine feminines, divine masculine or feminine. We're not a rebel to them. Okay. We are a pioneer. 3309 on the timer when I said that. No matter what is going on around them, the balanced purple aura keeps a sovereign space in their vibration that fills the limitless possibilities they need to be stable. They need to be stabilized. When a purple aura has an imbalance, however, the mindset feels erratic. They try to find their freedom in places outside of themselves, seeking liberty by way of tumultuous relationships, multiple jobs, or self-destructive behavior. The balanced purple aura knows, skipping a word, the balanced purple aura knows that planning too far ahead creates anxiety instead of comfort. There's a good lesson there. So, I always say, and I used to say a lot on this video, on the channel, that the past creates depression. Worrying about the past creates depression. Worrying about the future creates anxiety. So it's important to be in the present. It is a gift. That's why it is a present. That is why it is the present. Okay, you want a present outside of Christmas, outside of that pagan marketed whatever fake holiday? Enjoy the right now. Enjoy today. Enjoy this moment. Okay? Don't worry about tomorrow. It'll take care of itself. Don't worry about the past because it's already done and life happens for you and not to you. Okay? That's a good lesson for all of us to remember, including myself. Um, let's see. Um, the balanced purple aura knows that planning too far ahead creates anxiety instead of comfort, that they may make their best choices in the most chaotic of moments, and that the mistakes that they make along the way are teachers rather than something to be ashamed of. Again, something that I regularly say, the same pair of pants or the same skirt shows up, 35, 33 shows up in your life over and over again, and that same shirt or skirt, or it could be shirt, obviously, right, or blouse, shows up in your life time and time again. They look different. So today they might be a blonde. Next week they might have an afro. The 3 years from now, they might be a brunette. But the lessons show up each and every time, over and over again, until we get the lesson. That is the universe knocking on our door, saying, hello, why are you not paying attention? I tried to teach you this lesson 4 months ago, 2 months ago, last week, last year, 2 years ago, 10 years ago. Here we are again with another opportunity for you to show us that you've learned your lesson and you've matured. If you don't, it's going to show up again. There's going to be another skirt that shows up and uses you for ill gain. There's going to be another pair of pants that shows up and is only with you for one thing. There's going to be another because you need to learn your lesson. Okay? That's how life works. Their ability to go for it, no matter if they are deemed ready or not, is their superpower. Purple auras. Okay? Also the lady that I was talking about who had a birthday a little while ago, a few days ago, that's her favorite color. Okay. I don't know if that's her aura. Falling on their face in front of others isn't something they fear. Rather, it's something they can laugh at and brush off. By the way, your favorite color might speak to what your general overall aura is. Mine was red for a long time, and then at some point, maybe late 30s, mid 30s, something like that, it became blue. Okay, as a most desired color. The balanced purple aura knows that they are relatable because they own, their perceived imperfections and wear them as badges of honor. Their ability to fluently articulate this to others is what creates the same freedom mindset for others to embrace. Live free or die trying. That's what I say. Green. A green aura, in their full energetic force, is a true idealist. Their innate ability to acknowledge yet separate their emotions often come with difficult decisions is their mark of excellence. Thus, this skill often puts them in spaces where they are masters of their universe. Okay, I was hearing masters of the universe overnight. They excel in independent work fields where they can focus on and become lost in the projects they find utterly fascinating. Green auras love a research lab they can call their own, a home garage equipped with all their tools, or an office filled with the latest tech and software. They aren't afraid to explore areas that others might find too complicated to delve into. When the energy becomes imbalanced for a green aura, their ability to separate yet acknowledge emotions becomes blocked. They construct a wall around themselves, one that the feelings and perspectives of people and things around them cannot permeate. Their once happy workplace becomes an isolated prison where their ability to create strong logic is the jailer. Green auras who lose their energetic flow prefer reliving the same moment over and over again, rather than exploring anything new that may destroy their self-made fortress. The green aura must learn that self-isolation leads to stagnancy, not growth. However, that is not true. You will find that the wisest of men, and that's men unisex, the wisest of men and women, okay, on this planet are those who spend a lot of time alone. Okay? Again, David Goggins, Abraham Hicks, thinking of Neville Goddard, Albert Einstein, Nikola Tesla, who was a man who chose celibacy. Also, J. Edgar Hoover, he was also a man who chose celibacy, right? So a lot of the wiser people, Gandhi, a lot of the wiser people go through these times and these years of isolation, okay? So I don't fully agree with that, okay? Now, if you go into isolation for fear of hiding or fear of someone seeing your truth or seeing who you were portraying or not being your authentic self, then yes, that's definitely a place that needs to be healed and corrected. But being by yourself is far more of a blessing than being in a crowd. 4141 on the timer when I look down at the video. Okay? 4141. And that siren. Confirmation. Okay? The discovery they so love to embark on can only be fully realized when they interact with the creative outside forces that crave their attention. Okay? And let's see, I think we'll stop there. We're at 42 minutes. Yeah, I think we'll stop there and we'll finish up the, how many? Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, so 4 today, and then we'll share 4 probably tomorrow. And so, yeah, so thank you so much as always for tuning in. The other colors that we will be going through are indigo, pink, turquoise, and orange. Okay, for this section of What's My Aura. Again, thank you so much, everyone, subscribers. Those of you who are sharing the videos, thank you so much. New subscribers, welcome to the channel. And thank you for your energy, the truth that you are, the unconditional love that you give if you are. Continue to grow as we continue to know about our highest, purest, truest self and life's job. Life has one job, and that is to help us to become our highest, purest, truest self. And as we're learning through this book and in our daily lives, life does that sometimes by taking others away from us through tragic situations or what looks to be tragic. Nothing is tragic and nothing is surprising to highest divine white light, the universe, your ancestors, your spirit guides. Nothing surprising to them, okay, other than the choices that you make that are from your lower dark south node self, your shadow self. Those choices might be surprising to them, okay, because they desire for you to live you live your best life, okay? I'm seeing something here about 7 officers injured somewhere, okay? So number 7, there might be police officers associated with my situation or what have you, okay? So again, thank you so much for being a part of the channel. My name's Nehru. This is Esoteric Guidance. And as always, be encouraged.